center of it all. Many of the professionals are unethical and advise against parenting time in retaliation or bias. This system is getting rich by financially and emotionally destroying families. Thomas James Ball is a tragic example of how ongoing divorce, custody, and CPS proceedings can push someone to the edge, as he chose to end his life by lighting himself on fire in front of the courthouse steps. New Hampshire, 2011. In 2004, the child support program cost the federal and states $5.3 billion. The family court receives funds for every dollar they collect. The federal government pays 26.7% of Colorado's program costs, and this is creating a situation for profit. This is a conflict of interest. It is racketeering, the same way CPS is profiting our children, and we are here to say enough. There is no incentive to keep families together or to mediate divorce. They are using our kids for cash. The Colorado courts are punishing parents unable to pay up to 60% of their income by stripping them of their professional licenses, driver's license, and invoking jail time, causing further financial instability for children caught in the middle of a custody dispute. Could you afford to give 60% of your income? What if you lost your job and the court refused to adjust the support payment? The Colorado courts are keeping children from their parents over a ransom they call child support. Maybe you think this doesn't affect you or doesn't apply, but it could. This could happen to anyone you know. It could happen to someone close to you. It could happen to a future grandchild if we don't stop this now. I would ask you all to consider the words of Pastor Martin Niemöller. First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I wasn't a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. This could happen to you. Greed of the industry has caused parents to live in poverty. I know mothers and fathers who have lost their homes and jobs because of custody proceedings that often last until a child ages out of the system. Some parents use custody proceedings to punish the other spouse, and there are those who make false allegations. Sadly, when this occurs, the children lose. As a result, cases where real abuse get ignored and blamed on the contested custody by CPS workers, and the investigation is shut down. False reporting has resulted in CPS seizing children with no evidence, leaving deep emotional scars. There is no consequence for false reporters. Many who make false reports to CPS often call in anonymously. Sometimes that can have such a devastating impact for consequences for a child, should also carry a hefty jail sentence for those found to lie. No one should be able to make an anonymous call to CPS regarding child abuse and neglect. If a child is being abused, step up to the plate and give your name. For those unwilling to do so, you must consider the ulterior motive. False reporting must be made a crime. This will weed out all the high percentage of cases where no abuse occurs, and law enforcement may actually be effective in protecting the children that are being abused. Family court encourages parental alienation by pitting parent against parent, just like CPS did to Lakewood police officers